How has life changed post Animal?
That's every actor's dream, you know. It's like that moment to happen. At the same time, you're more insecure and scared because you don't want to take the wrong step forward. So there's a lot of anxiety, which you think would go away
Right.
with success, but it just increases it. Because people expect so much more from you.
Do you identify that this is really good for me? Like, say Ashram or Animal.
I think I was just lucky that those projects happened. I'm ever so grateful to Prakash ji and Sandeep for seeing that in me as an actor.
Since you're talking about Gupt, that was also a very path-breaking movie.
You know, Rajiv has always been the coolest filmmaker, I feel.
Yeah.
I was really lucky because Viju Shah's best music
Yeah,
ever
what
till
music,
date
right.
was for Gupt.
I remember going in our class, in our college, every classroom had one thing written on the board, Kajol is the killer. And you must have got a lot of that as well. People would like to.
No, I mean, I used to hear about it.
Okay.
I was not in school at that time.
Yeah. I saw the trailer of Kangua, and that's a major action and very different. You're
Yeah.
looking quite amazing.
I know, I mean, when I was offered that film, I was so excited because I was going to work with Surya. But Shiva is a great director. It was fun being a part of that film.
Right. You still have your very unique style. In your outfit, sometimes you're just in a ganji looking, pulling that off very well. Is that a Bobby Deol thing or is that your stylist thing?
Like to be in comfortable clothes.
Right.
And I love clothes. I love shopping.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with shopping. I mean, thanks to online shopping.
You're a big online shopper?
I'm a crazy online shopper.
Wow. Bobby, welcome to Bollywood Hangama.
Thank you.
Always nice to see you, firstly. Bobby, this is a very good, confident, and happy phase of your life. Can I say that? Am I right?
Well, definitely. I mean, I still think I'm living in a dream. You know, it's God has showered me with so much love, and my fans and the audiences. So it's been amazing. You know, just amazing.
How has life changed post Animal? क्या बदला है around you? What do you observe?
I mean, it's not that. It's just that every actor dreams of going through a phase like this. You know, and you always want to do projects which you can choose from, and creatively you get more satisfaction.
Right.
But at the same time, you're more insecure and scared because you don't want to take the wrong step forward. And so there's a lot of anxiety, which you think would go away
Right.
with success, but it just increases it. And because people expect so much more from you when you get this kind of success, and you just don't let them down. You know, it's not that, I mean, when I did Animal, I didn't expect it to become such a huge hit. But I was confident, I had a gut feeling that people will appreciate the film, people will appreciate my work. Because I was working with one of the best directors in our country. You know, so, but things just changed overnight. And that's every actor's dream, you know. It's like that moment to happen. You know, everybody in the industry wants that moment to happen to them. And it happened to me. So you just want to work harder to make more of these moments happen.
Yeah, true. This anxiety is a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, human beings can never be satisfied.
Right.
You know, we are built like that. So somewhere you can never be satisfied because then you get complacent, you get lazy about things. You have to work harder, and I think that's what I feel. I mean, I every time I'm on set, I thank God. First thing in the morning, I wake up and I thank everybody and everyone who's been a part of my situation and position in the industry right now. You know, and I just respect being on set. For me, being on set is something I had lost out on in between. And I used to always, you know, when I used to be driving around, I used to see vanity vans parked. I would say, when will I be ever sitting in one of these again? And things have changed, so I can't take things lightly.
Yeah, true. But that's you're saying you crossed vanity vans and all the pre-Animal phase. That was where.
I mean, it was much before that.
Okay.
Because I think OTT platform has really made a lot of difference to me as an actor, because I was trying to do different stuff, as I've always said in all my interviews. But because you get typecasted and you get this image in our industry, you cannot break out of it. But OTT platform was the best thing that happened.
Yeah.
And so I got to do Class of '83, Ashram, Love Hostel.
Yeah.
And people saw that side of me as an actor, I think. And So things just kept changing, you know.
Right. You know, Bobby, when filmmakers come to you, you know, I can imagine they must be coming here, and every filmmaker is so passionate about their story. Do you, you know, when they come to you, do you identify that this is really good for me? Like, you know, say Ashram or Animal, we take both.
I think I was just lucky that those projects happened. You know, those are the kind of projects you're always looking for. They're like once in a lifetime kind of an opportunity you get, you know. And I mean, I still remember the day when I went to meet Prakash ji and he was narrating the story to me, and I thought he's going to offer me the cop's role because I thought typically Bobby Deol the police wala karega. And then he offered me the main, you know, the Baba's character. I was like, what? So things just kept happening, you know. I think I'm ever so grateful to Prakash ji and Sandeep for seeing that in me as an actor and believing in me and giving me this important characters to play, you know. Because I still remember when Sandeep also had seen a photograph of mine and he liked my expression and he wanted me for that character. So, you know, how much faith did they have in one expression of mine? So it's just, you know, it's like unbelievable.
This is a new phase of your life. You have learned so much from your dad. What is it that, you know, that you would like the younger generation to learn from all these things that you've gone through? When you were on sets in Gupt and Soldier, those were such different days. What are the few learnings that should stay with you and that people should also learn?
I mean, people can't learn from other people. I don't see that unless they start looking up to those people and trying to lead a life like them. You can't just become, your life can't change or happen until you still, your beliefs in you yourself are strong. Self-belief, I think, is the most important thing. You know, unless you don't have self-belief, no matter how inspires you, if you don't believe in yourself, the inspiration is never going to work for you. Unless the inspiration makes you believe in yourself.
True, that's fair, yeah. Did you have to change, like, over the years?
Yes, I definitely had to become, you know, I had, as I said, self-belief, you know, I had lost it. And suddenly something just snapped in me and I started believing in myself because I had given so many hits in the earliest stages of my career, and I still have a very, you know, very, I mean, strong support from my fans till date. You know, they've always believed in me. So I said, why am I giving up? And they still believe in me, you know. And I always believe that everybody's gifted with something special. We all have a gift in us. We have to just realize and appreciate that gift and, you know, work on it, discover it. We all are blessed. You know, all of us have something special in us. It's just that, and you're not the only one suffering if you're not going through a good phase in your life. You know, there's millions and millions of people who are also going through a bad phase. And you always look up to these few percentage of people, oh, they are so successful. It's not like that. What was their journey? You know, no one sees their journey, how they reached there. You know, so you're not alone. And self-pity, I think, is something you should not avoid. I mean, I don't know how to avoid it, but it just has to just come out of your system.
Right, that's great. No, this is exactly what people will learn from. That how does one wake up the next day and go back on a set, wait
As
for an
I said,
offer?
I mean, there's no formula for it. You know, I mean, as I say, I mean, I'm dreaming. I'm living in a dream world. It's just you have to believe in yourself, and that's it. Nothing beyond that.
Right.
You have to not be lazy. You got to work hard. You got to respect what you're getting in your life. You know, it could be good, bad, or ugly. Even the bad. I think you learn more from your failure than you learn from your success. You know, and I think that's what happened with me in my life.
Wow, you've had such an incredible journey, and you know my generation is the one that has watched Gupt and all your Soldier and everything in cinemas. If I take you back, were film sets very different from where you go today?
Yeah, but there were fewer vanity vans for sure. There were not many. There were not many air-conditioned studios.
Okay.
I still remember doing the Gupt song, which you just mentioned. Doing my introduction song. I mean, the Dunya Haseenon Ka Mela, and I had like 8 pairs of black jeans because I would rehearse and rehearse and rehearse, and my jeans would be wet. And you know, we all have salt in our body, and when they would dry, they would have white patches. So I had to keep changing my clothes because there was no air conditioning. But it was a different world. One film was made in a longer period. People took their time to make one film. It was not like now. You know, things have changed. Financially, you have to be really smart and make movies. And I think creatively also, if you make it in a shorter duration, you know, your project turns out much better and more crisp. and you don't lose focus on them. Things like that have changed a lot, and now it's become more pan-Indian cinema.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time it was just very Mumbai, South, Chennai, Hyderabad, but now everything's become one, which is really great because the audiences are, because thanks to OTT platform, they've kind of got habituated to,
Right.
watching all sorts of genres and different cinemas, So that's something great.
Right.
You know.
We don't get that many opportunities to sit and chat with you. Since you're talking about Gupt, that was also a very path-breaking movie. It had, as far as I remember, it had the first digital audio, a digital sound that come with Gupt, and there was a thriller element. Literally people writing in classrooms who's the killer and all that. You are the one who can share a story from that.
Well, thankfully there were no mobile phones that
Yeah,
time.
nobody is telling each other. Right. No Instagram.
No Instagram, no WhatsApp.
Right.
Rajiv has always been the coolest filmmaker, I feel.
Yeah.
He's always been very stylized in his filmmaking. No matter whichever film he's made, they were always, just his, uska chhap tha us par.
Yeah.
It could be Vishwatma, it could be any film.
Yeah.
Tridev.
Tridev. Yeah.
I was really lucky because Viju Shah's best music ever
what
till
music,
date
right.
was for Gupt.
Right.
I mean, the kind of music he gave, it was just incredible. And also the background. I mean, I was really into techno. At that time, techno was the big thing. And I used to have a collection of music pieces which I want to use in movies. And me and Rajiv were on the same wavelength in that, we love that kind of music. And I gave him a few tracks and he already had those tracks, which was like, I was like, wow, Rajiv is like older than me, but he loves this kind of music. And he's used those tracks in his songs, which only if you had heard those tracks, you would know. And so that's how it was, It was lavish sets and beautiful location, shot in Tekadi in near Kerala, which was that lake with those, those trees in it. And so beautiful locations. It was just really shot. I mean, India is so beautiful, and you see only India. I mean, he thought of the concept of doing like fire, desert and snow.
Yeah.
So Kajol's character is the colder one, so he made it in the snow, and with Manisha it was the desert and things like that.
Wow,
it was
what
a
a
nice
cool
concept,
filmmaker,
that
yeah,
song.
yeah.
And then I remember those days, even music channels were not so much on television, so we had a whole day of only Gupt promos playing.
Right.
Like non-stop,
Absolutely.
24
I remember
hours.
that, yeah.
And there were so many channels that time which was just popping up, and so I've never seen that happen again.
Wow. I can imagine because I remember going in our class, in our college, every classroom had one thing written on the board, Kajol is the killer. And you must have got a lot of that as well. People would like to.
No, I mean, I used to hear about it.
Okay.
I was not in school at that time.
Yeah.
So I used to hear about it, and but still, if people saw it, it became a big hit because usually when you know who's done it, then you don't want to watch the film.
Right.
But people still went to see it.
People
Like,
still
how
went
was
to see
Kajol the killer?
Yeah.
And obviously the music. I still remember I had a few friends who were not really into Indian films, and every time the soundtrack would start, they would wake up because they could identify with the soundtrack.
Right. Was there a premiere? Was there were there?
I think there was.
Okay.
The only premiere I remember
Yeah.
the most is Barsat's premiere.
Barsat premiere, right? That must have
I
been.
think that was huge. That was one of the. I think I've never seen a premiere like that ever.
Where was it? Do you remember?
It was at Metro.
Metro. Okay.
And Star TV had just come to India and they wanted to do it.
Wow.
I was on crutches and it was a big event, like massive. And I was lucky that I got to have such a huge premiere. Though premieres are the nights when you're the most nervous.
Yeah.
Because the whole world is going to come and see your film.
Right.
And you're like, how are they going to react to the film? So, but at that point, I was just lost in the excitement of my first film releasing and just happy, just very happy.
Do you share these with these are great memories. Do you share these with your kids? Are they I'm sure everybody's interested in knowing what kind of premieres these were.
I mean, I do. I mean, when topics come up, I do share with them about what I went through and how I went through. And both my kids want to be in this industry, so I keep discussing things with them. I've always seen to it that they're more connected to our culture, and like speaking in Hindi is, I think, something I've always seen, and my kids speak Hindi, which is really important because you want to be an actor in Hindi
Right.
cinema.
Very
So,
important. Right.
and now things have changed. I'm so excited. I have to do Haryanvi accents. I will do this and that, all out of my comfort zone, and it's just fun doing all that.
Right. Do you see them as more confident, or are they more nervous? Are they?
See, I think
they have you as a backing, which
no,
is great.
me as a backing doesn't make a difference. Me as guiding them is fine. I can
Correct.
guide them, but you see, not just my profession. Every industry is going through a tough time for people
Yeah.
to get into it.
True.
It's not just film industry. It's just that film industry is spoken about, so you only talk about, oh, it's so difficult. Insider, outsider, and all that.
Right.
But I just feel that it's more eyes will be on my kids, but they have to work hard.
Yeah.
They have to just, बोलते हैं ना घोड़े के पहना देते हैं यहाँ मत देखो बस just focus on what you want.
Right. The father in you, who's all heart and is gets nervous about this.
I do.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about their future.
Yeah.
Every father does.
Anyone
My
would, right.
my parents were nervous about how their kids would be. That's how parents are. I
Yeah.
mean, your parents must be worried
Yeah,
about how you do in your career.
True. True. Yeah. Your parents must be really proud. You guys have done absolutely amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still remember when Ashram was being made. I never told my parents that I was doing it. I didn't even tell my brother, and because it was such a different character, it was evil character, and when it released, the kind of love and appreciation I got, they were so happy about it.
Wow.
And even when Animal was coming out, you know how for your father you're always the hero.
Yeah.
तो विलन का रोल कर रहा है अच्छा कैसा है तेरा रोल पापा आप फिक्र मत करो जो भी अच्छा है अब बस फिल्म लगने दो फिर देखना and then he was so happy he saw the film and he was so proud of me. I mean,
How do you manage to keep it under wraps if you're shooting something? You must have gone so many days to shoot Ashram.
I know, but I was shooting for something. They never imagined me playing a villain.
Very smart. I have to say, when I started in 2000, I became a reporter, which is many years ago. And I was a page 3 reporter for many years. Bobby, you were the party boy at that time. And I remember if you come at a party, that party would be a hit. Ki or Bobby Deol aane wala, and you get an invite with your name on it. So you've really had a good run back in the
I
days.
don't know. I mean, I never really saw that side of me being
You were just having fun.
Yeah, I was just being normal.
Right.
You know.
Right, Bobby. Now you're doing in movies in a new industry. You're doing in the South, and that's quite exciting. Usually, a lot of actors take the other way. First, they go down south and work, and now you're doing it now. Do you see any? I mean, I'm sure they must be very welcoming to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's as I said. Now, cinema has become pan-India. It's not about which language it is. It's all dubbed in different languages, and everyone can watch them. And it's really nice. I mean, creatively, I think everyone is. It's the same for me. I mean, being in set in Bombay and being in set in Hyderabad or Chennai, it's the same. They're all moving towards making a great project.
Okay.
You know.
I saw the trailer of Kangua, and that's a major action and very different. You're
Yeah.
looking quite amazing.
I know. I mean, I always wanted. Surya is a great actor. I mean, he's just amazing as an actor, and I've been a. When I was offered that film, I was so excited because I was going to work with Surya. Didn't know much about the director because I don't really follow so much about what's happening. So obviously, because your industry is mostly connected to over here. But Shiva is a great director. I call him a teddy bear. He's such a gentle soul.
Okay.
And he made this really. You saw the trailer, and it's like
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was fun being a part of that film.
Right. This happened before Animal or post Animal?
I signed it before Animal.
Okay, you signed it before Animal. So it's not that people are seeing your action and animal side that people want you to do.
No, I guess
gory
Ashram.
roles.
I think Ashram and Love Hostel and Class of '83 kind of influence people. I don't know. So, but obviously by the time I started, before I could start shooting, Animal had already released.
Okay. This has major elaborate makeup, major sets.
Yeah, it
What
was.
yeah.
It was. I mean, I had to wear this dreadlocks, whatever they're called, and I had to have these scars on my face. I had to wear one false. I mean, the
Yeah,
the what are they called?
Lenses?
Yeah, the lens.
Right.
And then we had to shoot in a lot of dust and smoke and things like that. So, but it's fun, when you're doing films, people think it's so easy, you know. But when you're on location, you have to go through the heat, the dust, storm fans, and but it's fun. It's so much fun because
Right.
creatively you're doing something so different.
Right. And there's Balakrishna's movie also, which you shot, Jaipur, the one that you shot.
Yeah,
in?
I shot with Bala sir,
Yeah.
sweetheart,
Yeah.
full of energy. He is like young at heart. He's just so much energy. It's like, my God. And yeah, working with Bobby, the director, his name is also Bobby.
Okay.
Also an amazing soul. So I've just been lucky. I've been working with people who are such amazing people by themselves. I love to be in an environment where there's no egos or things like that. Everybody's so chilled.
Right.
So working with Bobby, the director, was also great fun. He's a sweetheart.
And that's a theatrical here.
It's a theatrical.
Okay. Okay.
All of them are theatrical.
Okay. And will we see a different Bobby, or is it a negative? Is it some in
I,
Balakrishna's
I,
also?
I really can't reveal
Okay.
anything right
Sure.
now, because it's not come to the release date.
Okay.
And you know how everyone makes you sign
Yes,
contracts,
yes, yes.
NDAs, so you can't really disclose. So I'll leave it to your imagination.
Sure. That's great. Bobby, we see, Paps are always around you. Wherever you go, at the airport, you're coming out of a restaurant, I have to say, you still have your very unique style in your outfit. Sometimes you're just in a ganji pulling that off very well. Is that a Bobby Deol thing, or is that your stylist thing?
No, I love Ganges. I mean, I just like to be in comfortable clothes.
Right.
And I love clothes. I love shopping.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with shopping. I mean, thanks to online shopping.
You're a big online shopper?
I'm a crazy online shopper.
Wow.
And I've always been fascinated with clothes since I was growing up, because I remember when I was a kid, the only time I got with my dad was he was so busy working was in the morning when he would get ready to leave for work. So I would sit in he had a room called the Blue Room.
Blue Room.
It was blue because it had a blue carpet and a blue chair.
Okay.
And he had a reclining chair. There was only one chair. And he would sit there. There was a dressing table, and there were these clothes which we kept out there. And I used to look at these clothes, and they didn't look very fascinating. But as soon as my dad would wear them, those clothes just looked amazing.
Of course.
So somewhere I started connecting with fashion or clothes when I used to see my dad dressing up. And I started believing that it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you feel comfortable carrying them.
True.
I mean, if you wear something and then you don't feel comfortable, it's going to look bad on you.
Right.
So for me, I've just loved clothes and I just love wearing them, and it's just fun.
So clothes, shoes, everything you order online. Everything.
Yeah. And then my wife styles me.
Of course.
I can't walk out of the house without asking her, is this okay? Is this okay?
Nice.
And
Yeah, you're in the best hands. Lastly, Bobby, tell me about this picture. This is absolutely amazing. Yet another handsome picture
yeah,
of
I
you.
mean, it's really sweet. A fan of mine gave this to me as a gift. It's a photograph clicked by my son, Dharam.
Okay.
He really loves photography. He loves filmmaking. He loves acting. He loves everything.
Wow.
And so I was really happy when my fan gave me this. And I don't know where to keep it, so it's just so big.
Yeah, it is amazing. He has he's a very good photographer. We've seen other pictures also. Where has this come from? Just out of passion?
It's just
or-
for his passion. I think during COVID,
Okay.
I think much before COVID, he was always obsessive about certain things like Lego or things like that. And then
Right.
one day he was fascinated with photography, and I didn't even encourage him. I was like, again, he's going to make me, buy this expensive this thing, that thing. But then I said to myself, no, let me get it for him. Actually, Avinash,
Yeah.
the
Mubarak.
photographer, he's a sweetheart, real
Nice.
sweetheart. So he says, no, you can't stop your son. Let him. The first camera he bought, Avinash, we were in London, and he said, let him get this one. And he was like, told him to buy not an expensive one. And that's how it started. And so it's just been great. Avinash has been a great influence to my son.
Nice. Bobby, we love you. Continue to do what you do. And, the love that you have given you all as a family have given the industry, what you've got from your fans, I'm sure that will pass on. So we are right here rooting for you and everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much. Always such a fun conversation.